Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Burwal, welcoming you all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. We begin by honoring the heroic sacrifices made for our nation's independence. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus emphasizes on peaceful and festive election to build new Bangladesh resisting ill efforts of defeated fascism. Great Victory Day today. Nation celebrating the day with due dignity to build country of equality imbued with spirit of liberation war. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus paid tribute to valiant freed martyrs at National Memorial. Politics of defeat not to be acceptable in New Bangladesh, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor. Bangladesh sets new world record parachuting with highest number of national flags on Victory Day. People from all walks of life flocked to memorial to pay tribute to valiant soldiers of liberation war in Chattogram. BNP to take country forward confronting all conspiracies with mass people, says BNP Secretary General. Israel's application to International Court of Justice to stop investigation into Gaza war rejected. And FIFA the Best, one of the most prestigious awards in world football, to be presented in Doha tonight. Viewers, those were the headlines, so moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus emphasized protection of the youth and ensuring a peaceful and festive election with a collective efforts to build a new Bangladesh, resisting all the ill efforts of defeated fascist and terrorist forces. He said this in an address to the nation on the occasion of the Victory Day 2025 this evening. The Chief Advisor made the remarks referring to the recent heinous attack on Sharif Osman Hadi, a frontline fighter of the July uprising and spokesperson of Inqilab Mantra. He extended his heartfelt greetings to the people of all ages and walks of life at home and abroad on the occasion of the Victory Day, recalling that on this historic day in 1971, Bangladesh achieved its long-cherished independence through sacrifice of millions of martyrs following 9 months of a bloody liberation war. Professor Yunus paid rich tribute to the memories of the 1971 Liberation War martyrs.
অপপ্রচার বা গুজবে কান দেবেন না। ফ্যাসিস্ট টেররিস্টরা যারা অস্থিরতা সৃষ্টি করতে চায়, আমরা অবশ্যই ঐক্যবদ্ধ হয়ে তাদের মোকাবেলা করব। তাদের ফাঁদে পা দেব না। পরাজিত ফ্যাসিস্ট শক্তি এদেশের পবিত্র মাটিতে আর কোনো দিন ফিরে আসবে না। প্রিয় দেশবাসী, আমাদের তরুণদের রক্ষা করুন, তাহলেই আমরা সবাই এবং আমাদের প্রিয় মাতৃভূমি রক্ষা পাবে। যারা দেশ ছেড়ে পালিয়ে গেছে তারা বুঝে গেছে তরুণ যোদ্ধারা তাদের পুনরুত্থানের পক্ষে ভীষণ রকম বাধা। এই অস্ত্রহীন, ভীতিহীন, ব্যক্তিগত স্বার্থ সম্বন্ধে সম্পূর্ণ উদাসীন দৈনন্দিন এই চেহারার ছেলে মেয়েদের নিয়ে তাদের সাংঘাতিক ভীতি। তাদের লক্ষ্য হলো নির্বাচন আসার আগেই পথের এই বাধাগুলো সরিয়ে ফেলা, নিজেদের রাজত্ব আবার কায়েম করা। তাদের বন্ধুরা যতদিন তাদের সঙ্গে আছে ততদিন তারা এই স্বপ্ন দেখবে। নির্বাচন হয়ে গেলে তাদের বন্ধুরা সমর্থন জোগাতে বেকায়দায় পড়বে। সেজন্যই তো এত তাড়াহুড়া। তারা চায় নির্বাচনের আগেই তাদের ফিরে আসা নিশ্চিত করতে। নানা ভঙ্গিতে এটা তারা করবে। এই চোরাগোপ্তা খুন করার উদ্যোগ তার একটা রূপ। আরো কঠিনতর পরিকল্পনা নিয়ে তাদের প্রস্তুতি আছে। আগামী 12ই ফেব্রুয়ারি সাধারণ নির্বাচন ও গণভোট অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। এই লক্ষ্যে যাবতীয় প্রস্তুতি চূড়ান্ত করা হয়েছে। সরকার নির্বাচন কমিশনকে সর্বাত্মক সহযোগিতা দিয়ে যাচ্ছে। প্রিয় দেশবাসী, এবারের নির্বাচন ও গণভোট বাংলাদেশের ভবিষ্যৎ পথরেখা নির্ধারণের এক ঐতিহাসিক মুহূর্ত। আমরা কোন ধরনের রাষ্ট্র প্রত্যাশা করি তা নির্ভর করবে গণভোটের ফলাফলের উপরে। এই ভোটের মাধ্যমে ঠিক হবে নতুন বাংলাদেশের চরিত্র, কাঠামো ও অগ্রযাত্রার গতিপথ।
16 December, the Great Victory Day today. On this day in 1971, through his heroic struggle and victory, an independent and sovereign state named Bangladesh emerged on the map of the world. The entire nation is celebrating the day with due respect and solemnity like the previous years. On the occasion of the day, President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus, in separate messages, extended their heartfelt congratulations and greetings to all Bangladeshis living at home and abroad. Bangladesh emerged as an independent state on this day by defeating the Pakistani occupational forces in the Great Liberation War of 1971. Extensive programs have been chalked out across the country to celebrate the day with due dignity. The day started with 31 gun salutes in the capital in the morning. The national flag was hoisted in all government, semi-government, autonomous and private buildings, while important buildings and establishments will be decorated with lights marking the day. Special prayers were offered in religious institutions, seeking the peace and progress of the country. Bangladesh Television and Bangladesh Betar are broadcasting special programs highlighting the significance of the day. On the occasion of the Great Victory Day, President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus paid rich tributes to the martyrs of the War of the Liberation by placing wreath at the National Memorial in Savar this morning. First, the President placed wreath at the National Memorial in Savar. After placing wreaths, the President stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of respect to the memories of the martyrs of the Great War of Liberation in 1971. A smartly turned out contingent drawn from 3 services presented a state salute when bugles played the last post. President Mohammad Shahabuddin signed the visitors' book. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus paid tributes to the martyrs of the War of Liberation by placing wreath at the National Memorial. After placing wreaths, the Chief Advisor stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of respect to the memories of the martyrs of the Great War of Liberation in 1971. A smartly turned out contingent drawn from 3 services presented a state salute. Chief Justice, advisors, Cabinet Secretary, chiefs of the 3 services, freedom fighters, diplomats, political leaders, and high civil and military officials were present. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus signed the visitors' book. After the President and Chief Advisor paid their respects, the Chief Justice, members of the Advisory Council, and the chiefs of the 3 armed services paid tribute to the heroic martyrs at the National Martyrs Memorial in Savar. After the homage, Information and Broadcasting Advisor Saudar Rizwana Hassan reiterated that the path toward democracy would be reinforced through elections. The government would address attempts to instill fear among the public through covert attacks, she added. The memorial was then open to the general public for paying tribute. People from all walks of life remembered the nation's heroic sons with deep respect. Representatives of various political, social, cultural, and educational institutions, as well as people from different professions, paid homage carrying banners and festoons. Even before sunrise, the National Martyrs Memorial area in Savar was filled with celebrations of victory. Defying the winter cold, thousands of people arrived holding the red and green national flag and carrying patriotism in their hearts. The world's largest flag parachuting event was held to celebrate the 54th anniversary of the independence of Bangladesh. On the occasion of the Victory Day, the spectacular skydiving and fly-past took place in the morning at the National Parade Ground of the Old Tejgaon Airport in the capital. Organized by the Bangladesh Army, Navy and Air Force, 54 paratroopers set a world record by skydiving while carrying 54 national flags. Among them was Chaudhry Ashik Mahmud bin Harun, Executive Chairman of the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA). This historic event has been recognized by Guinness World Records. Ashik Chaudhry took part in the skydive wearing a helmet bearing the image of Sharif Osman Hadi, spokesperson of Inqilab Manch, who was critically injured in a terrorist attack. Chief Advisor Professor Mahmood Yunus enjoyed Victory Day fly-past, parajump and band display at the National Parade Ground in the city. Professor Yunus also witnessed the separate spectacular fly-past and aerobatic display. In addition, a captivating air show was organized by the armed forces in observance of Victory Day. Members of the Advisory Council, the chiefs of the three services, diplomats from various countries in Bangladesh, senior secretaries and secretaries, Gallantry Award freedom fighters, civil and military officials, and students from various educational institutions witnessed the event. Later, the Chief Advisor exchanged greetings with the 54 paratroopers and took part in a photo session with them. On the occasion of the Victory Day, wreaths were laid at the memorial to express gratitude to the millions of valiant martyrs and freedom fighters who died for their country's independence like the rest of the country. People from different classes and professions laid wreaths with deep respect at the Katoli Memorial in the city at sunrise by initiative of the Chattogram Divisional Administration. They called on the youth of the country to hold the thoughts and consciousness of their country to relieve the aspiration of the liberation war. The people of Chittagong paid tributes to those great heroes today with deep respect and gratitude. Profound respect was shown to the valiant martyrs of the Liberation War through firing of 31 cannon salutes by the members Chattogram Metropolitan Police members. Then on behalf of the government, Chattogram Divisional Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Ziauddin and Chattogram City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain placed wreaths at the memorial. Later, Chattogram District Administration and various government departments and institutions laid wreaths at the memorial. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, BNP has waged a long struggle for democracy. This movement will gain further momentum after the party's acting chairman Tariq Rahman returns to the country on 25 December. He said the BNP will move the country forward by taking the masses along. He made these remarks while speaking to the journalist after paying tribute at the grave of BNP founder and martyred President Ziaur Rahman on Victory Day. Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir sought prayers from the people of the country for Khaleda Zia's speedy recovery. Victory Day was celebrated in the port city of Chattogram in a festive atmosphere. Like every year this year too, a colorful parade was organized by the district administration. The parade began at 8 a.m. at the Chattogram District Stadium ground to pay tribute to the martyrs of the Great Liberation War. Members of the police, answer fire service, jail police, BNCC and students of various government and voluntary organizations and educational institutions participated in the parade. In addition, Chattogram District Naval Scouts, Bangladesh Red Crescent Society, and Scout members of the various schools and colleges participated in the parade. Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Zahidul Islam Mia presided, while Parade Commander Shamur Mujumdar conducted the parade. Divisional Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Ziauddin was the chief guest at the program. He received the greetings and highlighted the significance of this day. Honors were given to the valiant freedom fighters and the families of the martyrs, marking the day. The district administration organized a reception ceremony at the Chattogram Circuit House premises to honor 476 freedom fighters and their families. Divisional Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Ziauddin said, "This country has become independent because of the sacrifice of the freedom fighters. The country is moving forward with the inspiration of their sacrifice." On the occasion of the Great Victory Day, the Chattogram City Corporation has organized a reception ceremony to honor the valiant freedom fighters at city's Theatre Institute. City Mayor Dr. Shahdat Hussain was present in the program as the chief guest. The mayor called for finding the real freedom fighters and honoring them. Chattogram City Corporation Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Ashraful Amin presided over, while valiant freedom fighters including Ikramul Karim Chaudhry, Fozli Bari, Monirul Islam Yusuf, Fazl Ahmed, among others, addressed the occasion. 110 valiant freedom fighters were given honors and financial assistance at the program. Several medical tests of Inqilab Morcha spokesperson and prospective independent candidate for the Dhaka 8 constituency have been conducted in Singapore General Hospital. The reports of these tests are expected to be available today. Dr. Abdul Ahad, resident physician of the Neurosurgery Department at Dhaka Medical College Hospital and member secretary of the National Health Alliance, revealed the information today. He said Usman Hadi was taken to the Singapore General Hospital on Monday, where he was admitted. His treatment will continue there, added Dr. Abdul Ahad. Now, international news. Palestinian armed group Hamas said Israel's blatant and outrageous violations threaten the ceasefire agreement. Flooding from a storm has exposed more damaged shelters, revealing a drainage system no longer working in Gaza. Israeli forces have shot and wounded young men in the town of Aram in the occupied West Bank. Meanwhile, the appeals chamber of the International Criminal Court has rejected one of Israel's legal challenges seeking to block an investigation into its actions in Gaza. Israel's genocidal war of Gaza has killed at least 70,667 Palestinians and wounded 171,151 since October 2023. At least 37 people were killed in flash floods triggered by torrential rains on Sunday in Morocco's Atlantic coastal province of Safi, 330 kilometers south of the capital Rabat. Quoting local authorities, Morocco's state-run 2M TV reported that 14 people were receiving medical care after the floods. 1 hour of heavy rain was enough to flood homes and shops in the old town of Safi, sweeping away cars and cutting off many roads in surrounding areas. To rescue efforts continued. Schools have been closed as mud and debris continue to clog the streets. Drought-hit Morocco often experiences severe weather, but Sunday's flooding in the coastal town is the deadliest such disaster in at least a decade. Back to national news. Marking the celebration of Great Victory Day, the Bangladesh Navy exhibited the warship BNS Samudra to the general public at the city's naval jetty area. People from various professions and areas of the city gathered at the naval berth to gain insight into the warship's operations and capabilities. Navy personnel warmly welcomed the visitors and provided them with information about the role of the Navy in protecting the nation's independence and sovereignty. Executive Officer of BNS Samudra Commander Ali Haider said the Navy's exhibition on Victory Day, in addition to the showcasing their capabilities, highlights their glorious history during the Liberation War. This initiative will inspire patriotism among the younger generation, he added. Visitors expressed their satisfaction with the experience. Chattogram Metropolitan Unit of BNP and its affiliate organizations organized a rally at the city's old railway station premises to observe Great Victory Day. Metropolitan BNP Member Secretary Nazimur Rahman presided over, among others, City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain, Central Assistant Organizing Secretary Barrister Mir Muhammad Hilal Uddin, former General Secretary of Metropolitan BNP Abdul Hashim Bokkur, former Convener of South District BNP Abu Sufyan, Joint Convener of Metropolitan BNP Ahmed Alam Chaudhry Russell also spoke on the occasion. Speakers at the rally called upon the public to remain vigilant against any distortion of the history of the Liberation War. Later, a victory rally commenced, parading through various roads of the city. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami organized a youth procession and rally at Sholoshohor Gate No. 2 area to mark the Victory Day. President of the Youth Division of Chattogram Metropolitan's Principal Shamsuzzaman Hilal, he presided over while Metropolitan Amir of Jamaat-e-Islami Muhammad Nazrul Islam was present as the chief guest. Among others, Metropolitan Secretary Principal Muhammad Nurul Amin, Assistant Secretary Muhammad Ullah, Organizing Secretary Dr. A.K.M. Fazlul Haq, President of the Metropolitan Labour Welfare Federation S.M. Lutfur Rahman, and Jamaat leader Dr. Abu Nasir were also present on the occasion. Later, a rally paraded through the important thoroughfare of the city and ended with a brief discussion meeting at the Bahadar Hat intersection. Now, sports news. Football. Waiting for one of the most prestigious awards in world football, the Best FIFA Football Awards is set to end tonight. The winners will be announced at a glamorous gala dinner at the luxurious Fairmont Qatar Hall at Doha in Qatar. The main ceremony is scheduled to begin at least 11 p.m. Bangladesh Standard Time. This year's event will see awards presented in a total of 8 categories, including men's and women's best player, men's and women's best coach, best goalkeeper, Postcards Award for the best goal, Fair Play Award, and Best Fan Award. The winners are selected through a voting process involving a global jury comprising the captains and head coaches of all FIFA-affiliated national teams as well as selected media representatives. Over 16 million supporters worldwide played a significant role in the selection process by casting their votes online.